I'm going to let the messenger talk to you a little bit. Because let's see here.
Back live.
Okay. Now, that caller, what's their number? The last four. Oh, okay. Okay, we're back up. Okay, so we want to, as I was saying to you, we read where Solomon said, "Get wisdom." Well, he repeated it. He said, "Get wisdom, comma, get understanding." Yes. Well, get wisdom and get understanding. And then forsake, as he said, forsake not the words of my mouth. Well, every messenger of God was the mouth of God. Do you understand? And the mouth that truth came out of. The mouth that God used to speak. The truth uses our mouths to speak. Do you understand? Okay. It says, love her, love instruction, and she shall keep thee. Yes. When you keep something, you hold it in a specific place. Yes. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get it. Get wisdom. That's the 7th verse. Then, the next question from us should have been, where is wisdom? Then the scripture says, 13 and 18, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast. Who is this man that was, you notice, how many of y'all saw Lion King? Okay. Well, that story of that little lion cub that grew up to be the king, right? Okay, like his father. Huh? What made him the king? He was the strongest. Huh? Physically, he was stronger than them hyenas and them other, even some of them other lions. When that crooked lion, Scar or whatever his name is. But he overpowered him in the end, right? Okay. So, that's the way beasts rule. The strongest one rules. Huh? Okay. What is Putin trying to do right there now? He figured he's strong enough, so he gonna take Ukraine from the Ukrainian people. He knows all them natural resources that's there would help him to, at least that's what he think, that he could actually take the natural resources of Ukraine, and him and his scientists and whatnot, they could just ignore the rest of the world for a while. You understand? But that's the way beasts think. If they're strong enough, they can just take it. Well, this is what his maker, the maker of white people. I mean, it's no accident that all of the histories of whether it was the czars of Russia, the kings of England, or all of these the monarchs all over the earth had one thing in common. They was always trying to expand their domain, their domain. Is that right? Well, this is what God said. This is the first chapter of the Bible. The first chapter of the Bible deals with this subject. It's the 26th verse. And it says, and God said, let us make man. God is the one that the truth was with. The Word was with who? The Word was with God. The truth was with God. The truth of how to do something that nobody else could do. Huh? So God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea. And what kind of governments did the black man have? We had kings and queens. Yes. Did I click out of what? No, I didn't click out of none of them. Now, you might want to check yours. But let Brother Michael check it.
I'm looking at you in here. I don't see the green light, and I see the
No, I didn't mute nothing. Just a moment. No, I didn't mute it. Hold on a moment. Well, that explains that. Hold on a moment.
Turn off lecture mode first.
Okay. All right. Should have told me that before. I hadn't clicked them back in. I don't know why you just not noticing that. Okay. So we started with these people who was made after our image and likeness. Black man had kings all the way that go all the way back. You remember when the messenger reminded us of Yaqub when he was born. His birth was prophesied, and after his people was made, he taught them. He said, when you become unalike, then you go back among the original people, the black people, and you black ones introduce these new people to the original people, and rent rooms in their homes and that type of thing, and teach your wives and your children to come down the next day and tell the neighbors that you heard them being talked about last night. And when you have them fighting each other, then tell them to let you mediate it. And if they will let you mediate for them, then you can rule both of them. And so that's what he taught them, to make mischief and tell lies and whatnot. And so that's what they've been doing. Now, what happened when they got to the point where they couldn't get along? They went to see the king. So where did the idea of kings come from? It didn't come from them. We made them in our image, after our likeness. Do you understand? And so we had kings, so they had kings. And so this is the book here. It says, and God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man. So God taught this man. Huh? That's what created mean. I mean, he taught him. He raised his mind to a level that he could understand all of these things. It says, so God created this man in his own image. In the imagination of God created he him. Male and female. I just straightened that word out for you there. You know, the imagination of God is in the thoughts of God. Do you understand? It says, and male and female taught he them. And God blessed them. They said, my Lord, you know you judged me to be Aaron. I'm going to go out and make evil fast seeming to them on earth. He said, that is the right way with me. God blessed them. Huh? Then he said, God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply. Go out. Do that. And replenish the earth. Put your knowledge in them. And subdue it. Conquer people. And replace them with yourselves. Says, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. When he told them to subdue it, he taught them how. I didn't hear you. And so, as he said, I made the smith. I created the blacksmith that put the instrument in the fire to draw it out as a weapon. I did that. Huh? That's over here in the 54th or 55th chapter. The 54th chapter of Isaiah. This is the 16th verse. It says, behold, I have created the smith. Male and female created he them. Huh? Told him to go out and subdue the earth, didn't he? And bring everybody under their dominion. So it says, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. Huh? He will say, I have wasted much wealth. I have did this. He boasts about how much he done wasted. Huh? And he says, but no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. I say to President Biden, this is what you say to President Putin. You can't come after something my behind and leave yours at home. That's the way you deal with somebody like him. Now, if you think that you can bully me into submission, you can forget that. That monkey won't swing, boy. Furthermore, don't write me no more notes. I tried to talk to you. He tried to talk to him and tell him, don't do this. What did he say? Go to hell. Well, okay. Now he's in hell himself. And Allah ain't through with you, mister. Not for a long shot. Running around here, got all these sycophants sitting up here talking, frightened of what he's going to do. He ain't going to do nothing. He started something that he going to wish he had never started. And all y'all that supporting him, you backed the wrong horse, buddy. You better go and look at what that pale horse happened what happened to him, to his rider and those who followed him. He done lost his mind, and his name that set up on that pale horse was what? Death. The man that wanders out of the way of truth shall remain in the congregation of the dead. And you know what happens. You know what they call the grave? They called the grave hell. And hell followed with him. I didn't hear you. Okay. Death and hell go together. The grave and a dead body goes together. Is that right? Okay. But anyway, let's get back to this. It says, and God blessed them. Yeah. And God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it. Now, you don't have to wonder what the devil's work was. You just read it. Huh? What that devil over there doing? He wiping the people off the face of the earth so he can replace them with Russians. Of course, he killing Russians too. Huh? He called himself subduing them. Well, that's what his maker told him to do. But just a moment. Let's see. Because if you're going to listen to your maker on that, I mean, I hear him all the time talking about we are conquerors and we are so and so. Yeah, I understand that. Well, let's go a little bit further here. I'd like to, I'm not going to get into this into the depth today, but maybe I'll go into it further tomorrow. This is let me see which one I want to go with. Let's go with Exodus 35. I don't know. I'll read it out. The 35th chapter of Exodus. And we're going to go with the, let's see if I want to start it. You know, the Holy Scriptures is just wonderful covenant. It's a wonderful covenant because it's so truthful. It explains things that we didn't understand before. We thought this stuff was just random acts happening. Wasn't nothing random about it. It's all was written. It's just like when you look at a movie. It looks like everything is just random, but it's not. It's a script that's being followed. Huh? Well, you thought that the stuff that was going on this planet was just random happening, but these are scriptures being fulfilled. And it says, listen good now. And Moses gathered all the congregation of the children of Israel together. Huh? And he gathered them all together in a place in the Hebrew tongue called Armageddon. And said unto them, these are the words which the Lord hath commanded that you shall do them. 6 days shall work be done. Go, be fruitful, multiply, and replenish the earth. And let me see. Let's see what the work was. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it. Huh? Even this stuff that they got out here now, call themselves gonna make a woman have their baby, and all that kind of stuff. The day for that gone. Ain't no more replenishing. Ain't no more forcing your way on folks now. You working out of season, man. You working out of time. No more forcing your way on people. It's going to cost you your mind. I know you don't believe it. You ain't never got to believe it. Noah's people didn't believe him. Lot's people didn't believe him. And the Son of Man's people do not believe him. But just because you don't believe, that don't make it not so. Told you I was going to fix you. Didn't I tell him I was going to fix it? Yeah. You just wait and see. Let's see here. Let's look at the work. It says 6 days. It says, and God blessed them. And God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and repeople the earth, replenish the earth, and subdue it, conquer. He went forth conquering and to conquer. And he was on a white horse given a crown and a bow, a crescent. And he went forth conquering and to conquer. Didn't he do it? Okay. And he said, and have dominion. Have it. Take it. Have dominion over the fowl of the air and over the fish of the sea and over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air and over every living thing that moves upon the earth. Huh? Okay. And God said unto them, behold, look, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, every tree in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. Huh? And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning was the 6th day. Huh? Yeah. Now, let's go over here and read. It says, the 35th chapter of Exodus, the 2nd verse said, 6 days shall work be done. Shall you conquer and subdue and shall exercise your dominion. And a day with the Lord is as 1,000 years. 6 days shall work be done. But on the 7th day, there shall be to you an holy day, a Sabbath of rest. As in objects in motion and objects at rest. I didn't hear you. Rest means stop. Huh? He knows. You need to think he don't know this. Did you ever watch Tom and Jerry? You notice Tom and Jerry were enemies all through the cartoon? And then a bell will rung sometime. And they come out and shake hands and say, see you tomorrow. And they take it up the next day. Next time they come out. What was that to show you? That they was enemies by design, that they had a job they was doing. They was working. Do you understand? It's just like this. The people thought that the devil was God's enemy. The devil ain't God's enemy. God ain't got no enemies. As I told you, God ain't got none but servants. You either serving the light or you serving the darkness. And the darkness and the light are both alike to him. There's a truth of darkness and there's a truth of light. When you talk about God and the devil, what are you That's like saying man. Man is X and Y. I didn't hear you. Yeah, you don't want to hear that, do you? But the truth is the truth. Now, the wicked, if the devil was able to be God's enemy, God couldn't order him around. The devil's, when God asked him, where you coming from? Whence comest thou? He said, from going to and fro in the earth and walking up and down in it. And the Lord said unto him, have you considered my servant Job? And the devil said, well, you got the hedges around him. What does that mean? He said, you told me not to touch him. I didn't hear you. Okay, so the devil ain't God's enemy. He's man's enemy. Do you understand? If he can get you to do things that is against truth, then that mind that's in you will put you back in the ground and put you in there quicker. Because it's really death is not something that we just have to do. It's something that because of our not knowing how not to die, we do. Do you understand? Okay. So it says, 6 days shall work be done, but on the Sabbath day, 6 days shall what work be done? Go out, subdue the earth, replenish it, have dominion over every creeping thing that creeps up. He was told what the work was. I didn't hear you. Then it says, but on the seventh day, there shall be to you an holy day. That's why the devil gonna tell you, blame me not. No, I got no. I hate to blame. He heard me standing up here talking to you. Do you understand? And when you try to blame him, he said, don't blame me. He said, I only called you and you obeyed me. I didn't have no authority over you. I didn't know no more about God than you did. Didn't you hear the Son of Man standing up there calling me out and I shut my mouth? Huh? All these years that you heard members of the said nation of Islam calling the white man the devil, he always opened his mouth. When I called him the devil, he didn't open his mouth. You ain't gonna have him to blame any more than that man got in court trying to blame Donald Trump. Because he went up in the Capitol acting a fool. I didn't hear you. You can blame Donald Trump all you want, nigga. But you was the one up there doing that. Not Donald Trump. I didn't hear you. No. Donald Trump don't deserve you giving him all the blame. All he was doing was running his mouth. I mean, if you really wanted that that excuse to fly, you needed military personnel up there, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, and the Marines. Donald Trump had authority over all of the military forces of the United States. Why would you think he would need to call civilians to go do something that he has a military to do if Donald Trump thought that what he was saying was true? Huh? Even when he was telling people before the election even started, he said that they were going to try to steal it from him. He was prophesying that. Well, then, if he really believed that, why didn't he call on the forces that he have at his disposal to see to the elections being fair? Because he knew those elections were not unfair. He knew it. Now you want want to run in there talking about he sent you up there. You just a bold-faced lie. And now that you got an answer for what you did, now you want to come up there whining. If you thought you was right, what are you whining about? Anyway, let's get back to this. You tried to do your work in a day where you was told to stop. So it's written. It says, 6 days, 6,000 years shall work be done. But on the seventh day, there shall be to you an holy day, a Sabbath of rest to the Lord. Whosoever, man, woman, child, don't make no difference. Whosoever doeth work therein shall be put to death. Now you people trying to, what's wrong with Putin? Right? He been put to death. His mind gone. And everybody who follow him losing their minds. Yeah. You shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day. Their parable is that of one who kindles a fire. I didn't hear you. No, you're going to know the truth. It's time for you to know the truth. Let's see here. It says, this is the Holy Quran, chapter 2. It says, this is I'm going to start at the 16th verse. Well, just a moment. I'm going to start a little before that. These is the lip professors, like them so-called evangelicals. You know, the liars who pretend they believe in Jesus and pretend they believe in the Bible and all that. Talking about do you know how full of hypocrisy these people sound, sitting up talking about they care about the right to life and all that kind of stuff, while they ain't doing nothing about all these black men that's been shot down by the police and all of this kind of stuff. Where's your right to life there? Devil. I see you. You ain't fooling nobody but your stupid self. Everybody see you. And there are some people who say we believe in Allah in the last day, and they are not believers. They seek to deceive Allah and those who believe, and they deceive only themselves, and they perceive not. In their hearts is a disease, so the truth increases their disease. And for them is a painful chastisement because they are liars. And when it is said to them, make not mischief in the land, they say, we are but peacemakers. I just want to see it glow, dude. We are conquerors, man. He think he doing God's will now. The same God that told him to go forth conquering told him how long to do that. Didn't he? Okay. Now surely they are the mischief makers, but they perceive not. And when it is said to them, believe as the people believe, they say, shall we believe as the fools believe? You heard that fool come in here and call me a fool? Huh? I mean, fools rush in where even the angel of the bottomless pit fear to tread. So it's written. Now surely they are the fools, but they know not, they understand not. And when they meet those who believe, they say, we believe. And when they are alone with their devils, they say, surely we are with you. We were only mocking. Allah will pay them back their mockery. And he leaves them alone in their inordinacy, just blindly, just wandering on. Blindly, blind, deaf, and dumb. Spiritually. They are natural knowledge. They are what they know naturally as brute beasts. They corrupt themselves in that knowledge. Do you understand? Then it says, these are they who by error for guidance. They don't convince themselves. How do you convince yourself that somebody like Donald Trump is somehow representing God? How do you convince yourself of that? These are they who by error for guidance. So their bargain brings no gain, nor are they guided. He said, Donald Trump was guiding me. He told me to come up here. I was trying to impress our president. Oh yeah? By what? By committing treason? How is he your president if he's telling you to commit treason against the United States? Explain that to me, boy. Their parable is as the parable of one who kindles a fire. What did Moses say? You shall kindle no fire throughout your habitation upon the Sabbath day. Don't start no wars. Don't go nowhere starting trouble. Huh? Their parable is as the parable of one who kindles a fire. But when it illumines all around him, Allah takes away their understanding and leaves them in darkness, and they cannot see. What did he say to the judge when he got up there? He all of a sudden he ain't no man no more. Well, I was just a misguided child, Your Honor. I didn't know what I was doing. When you was stealing property up there and what, you didn't know what you was doing? When you was walking through there hollering, kill Mike Pence, hang Mike Pence, you didn't know what you was doing? Donald Trump had more sense than to go up there doing that. He let you go do it. Huh? Who's the bigger fool? The fool or the fool who follows him? The fool who followed his instructions. He can't say he followed Donald Trump up there. Donald Trump didn't go. I didn't hear you. He promised him he was going to go, but he didn't go. He sat there without and watched it on TV. Didn't try to stop it. He just watched it. Huh? You know, you got some people who start fires, and they call them pyro. What they call them? Pyromaniacs or whatever. But they start fires, and then they come back and watch it burn. Do you understand? Donald Trump started the fire, but he sat back and watched it burn. Do you understand? He told, what was that boy name? McCarthy? When Kevin told him to stop this, to call it off, he said, well, I guess they care more about the election than you do, Kevin. Hey, yeah, I mean, Kevin McCarthy there kissing his big toe now with his sorry self. But anyway, I'm trying to show you what kind of people you got there. Now he come in there in the courtroom, deaf, dumb, and blind. Yeah. He come in the courtroom with a defense that a child would be making. My daddy told me to go do this. Donald Trump ain't had no authority to order him to go up there and tear up the Capitol building. I'm going to leave this alone for now because I can't do it justice today. But I'm going to do it justice if it pleases Allah before the week is out. Because this is some heavy stuff, man. You didn't know all of these things was in the scripture connected like this, did you? When Moses said, don't go kindling a fire, you didn't know it. That. What do you mean? Can't even start a fire? No, not that kind of fire. No. Their parable is that of one who kindles a fire, who goes around starting trouble. There follows him a visible flame. Do you understand? He goes around burning bridges, going around starting trouble. What did they do? They went up to the White House purposely to create confusion, to start a fire, so that the plan was that Mike Pence wouldn't certify anything. That was the plan now. Mike Pence ain't supposed to certify nothing. If he got the nerve, if he's got the stones to do it, he's supposed to not certify the election. And then our judges on the Supreme Court will get it and they will determine who won the election. No, the Supreme Court's supposed to determine who's the winner of the election. And you still want to call this a democratic republic. Not if that had happened. I didn't hear you. And the next thing that was going to be done away with, once he got in there with that, then it would have been just dominoes. No more Congress, no more Supreme Court. Because they was already, the Republicans in the Senate, they've been bought and paid for, man. Them fellas ain't thinking about you. They ain't thinking about this country. They could give less than a damn about this country. All they concerned over is that dollar. They stupid. They don't even know where the power of the dollar comes from. They are jackasses. Don't know nothing about the history of the Civil War. All the money of the Confederacy became worthless when the government of the Confederacy failed. You know what that's called on now, Federal Reserve note. You know what that means. As long as there's a federal government, that note is good. Do away with the federal government, that note ain't no good no more. Do you understand? Well, it's backed up by the Federal Reserve. What Federal Reserve? If you do away with the federal government, there ain't no more Federal Reserve. Jackass. You Talk about dumb as a bag of nails. See, you thought that was some kind of joke. But nails are made of iron. Iron is a living creature. If not, how do you explain the fact that if your body loses its iron, you die? But you dumb as a bag of nails. And, you know, bag of nails has got an excuse for not talking. They ain't got no mouth that we can see. But they are living creatures. God is the God of the living material of the universe. Yeah. Mr. Smarty. Miss Smarty. You know so much. How come you didn't know that? Ain't got nerve enough to come in here looking with a proud look at me. Or talking like you some equal of mine. Anyway, tell you what, we'll take this up to tomorrow maybe. But you see all of this was written. This stuff is written here. This is the promised land. So the promises of God are being fulfilled here, proving that it's the promised land. Gathering them all together and then showing them this is what the book said, and you breaking that, you violating the Sabbath day. Mr. Putin, you are violating the Sabbath day. All of you who helping him, you are violating the Sabbath. You were told don't go starting no wars on the Sabbath day. I didn't hear you. Of course it is written, there shall be wars and rumors of wars. Why? Because it needs be that offenses come. But woe unto that man by whom they cometh. Okay. I know you don't hear me. Don't want to hear me. Well, you're going to hear the forces of nature. Let's stand and have prayer. All of you face the west. The sun is rising from the west. And when I say the sun, I'm talking about the light of truth. The light of understanding of the Holy Scriptures is now being broadcast to you from the west, in the cradle of Western civilization. Attend. Original salute. Ready, front. Prayer position. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. And I bear witness that I know of none who deserves to be served or worshipped besides Allah. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, all holy praise is due to Thee, O Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful Master of the Day of Requital. Thee do we serve, and Thee do we beseech for help. O Allah, please continuously guide us and keep us on the right path and way, the straight path and way of Thee and those upon whom Thou hast bestowed Thy favors, not the crooked paths and ways of Satan and those upon whom Thy wrath is or will be brought down, nor the foolish paths and ways of those who go astray or who are led astray, even after they have heard and been given the true understanding of Thy holy word and teachings. Truly, I have again turned myself to Thee, O Allah, striving to be totally upright, to Thee who originated the heavens and the earth, and I am not of the polytheists. Truly my prayers, my sacrifices, my life and my death are all for thee, O Allah, the Lord of the worlds. No associate hast thou, in this am I commanded, and I am of those who submit. O Allah, thou art the King. I know of no God but thee. Thou art my Lord, and I am thy servant. I have been greatly unjust to myself, and I confess my faults and weaknesses. So please grant me and my true followers and family continuous protection against all of our faults and weaknesses. For none grants protection against faults and weaknesses but thee. And guide us to and instill within us the best of moral character and thoughts. For none can guide us to and instill within us the best of moral character and thoughts but thee. And turn us away from and remove from us the evil and indecent moral character and thoughts. For none can turn us away from and remove from us the evil and indecent moral character and thoughts but thee. And O Allah, we beseech thee for thy help and ask thy protection. And we believe in thee and we trust in thee. And we seek thy help to laud thee in the best manner, and to never be ungrateful unto thee, and to cast off and to forsake him or her who is disobedient unto thee, and to remove from ourselves all things that are displeasing unto thee and beside thee. And O Allah, please continuously guide us among those whom thou hast and wilt guide aright, and preserve and perfect us among those whom thou hast and wilt preserve and perfect, and befriend us among those whom thou hast and wilt befriend, and bless us in whatsoever thou dost grant to us, and deliver us from the evils of what thou hast judged. For surely and truly thou judgest, and there is none that can judge against thee. And surely he whom thou befriendest is not disgraced. And our Father Allah, in heaven praised is and be thy holy and righteous name, and thy kingdom come. Let thy kingdom come and thy will be done on the earth, as it is written in the spiritual heaven. Give us this, the Sabbath day, the understanding and hearts that will always believe in, be inclined to, and be obedient to thy holy and righteous word. And forgive us our trespasses, and please help us to forgive those of our true brothers and sisters who may trespass against us. And leave us not alone during the times of temptation and trial, but please stand by us and deliver us from all evil. For thine is the kingdoms of the heavens and the earth, and the power and the glory over them are thine forever and ever and ever. And O Allah, please bless those who are in the government that are trying to do the right thing. Strengthen them and guide them to guide the country through this terrible time. And do this same favor to all of those all over the earth who are trying to do the right thing by their people. Help them. And help me to always be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem. And grant that favor to the whole membership of the new nation of Islam. Ameen, Ameen, and Ameen. Attention. Original salute. Ready front. Okay, you may be seated. We want to see Allah's kingdom established on earth. And this temporary ruler vanquished and done away with. His authority has already been taken. And it's just a matter of now removing his influence. So I'm warning all of you, you better make up your mind where you stand. If you really want to be righteous, you will be. Allah will make you righteous. But you have to want that. That's what this world is set up for. To see who wants to be and who does not want to be. To be or not to be. That is the question that every one of us has to answer within ourselves. You either want to be righteous or you don't. Do you understand? Okay. Any questions? I want to say to those of you who are in the habit of coming into this class that I hold for hours and hours, and instead of coming to talk to me, you want to print or type a note to me. My technicians are not your secretaries. So don't even waste your time typing unless you are dumb and can't speak. What I mean dumb is without the ability to speak. If you are dumb, then you can type something to me. But if you're not dumb, you pick up that phone and you talk to me. People used to say it's long distance, but we know better now. We know that a lot of them fixed it, where unlimited long distance is given to just about every phone you get. Huh? Okay. So you can watch us online, and we even have Skype capability for those of you who are in other parts of the earth that want to talk with us. But I warn you, I forewarn you, when you come in here, show me the same courtesy and respect that I'm showing you. If you don't want to do that, I advise you not to come in here. I'm not responsible to stand up here and accept insults from you. I don't have to do that. The scriptures say, I have spread out my hands all the day to a rebellious people that walketh in a way that is not good, after their own thoughts, which provoketh me to anger continually to my face. Well, I'm sick of it. Now, if you can't show respect, just stay out of here. I'm not following you around to get on your nerves. If I'm getting on your nerves, it's because you keep coming where I'm at. All you got to do is stop coming in here, and you ain't got to worry about me getting on your nerves. So, who is that? Oh, okay. So if there are no questions, then I will let you go on about your daily activity. And like I said, I got sense enough to know that if Allah paid me what He said He would do to the sinners, I'd be dead now. The wages of sin is death. Can you really afford to walk around holding grudges against people? You that righteous? You've been that good, huh? Then how come you ain't standing up here instead of me? mean, if you were better than me, Allah would have put you up here. And I done already told you that I ain't been good enough to be walking around talking about I ain't gonna forgive people. Oh yeah. I have to forgive people because I want forgiveness. I don't want Allah to turn his back on me, so I can't turn my back on people that's trying to do better. If a man trying to do better, I got to help him. Huh? If a woman trying to do better, I got to help them. If they not trying to do better, I got to try to convince them to try to do better. Allah said, warn them. Give them warning from me. I just showed you in the book. If you run around here starting trouble with people, you was told don't be kindling fires in this day. Huh? So all that backbiting and stuff you doing and all that two-facedness you practicing, you better cut that foolishness out. If you with me, be with me. If you ain't, step. That's all. Just go on about your business. What you think? Anyway, so let me let you go. May Allah bless us, keep us safe, and in our right minds, and grant us victory over the evil without and the evil within. Ourselves. Yeah. That's the main evil you want to get rid of. The evil that's in you. You can't get rid of the evil that's in other people. They have to do that. But with Allah's help, you can sure get rid of the evil that's in you. Okay? All right. May Allah bless you with a peaceful and productive evening. And rest of the day, I should say.